Alright, so I hope that you are all well. Some people from grade 8 have been asking me for help on the worksheets, and the first worksheet asks graphing lines using line equations, linear equations, however you want to say that. So I've got two examples, and hopefully in working through these two examples, you all will have a firm understanding of how to graph lines using linear equations. So let's start with this example. We have y equals negative x plus 1. So if you're unfamiliar with linear equations, you might not grasp just by looking at it what the graph is supposed to look like. So probably the easiest way to figure out how to graph this would be to create a table like this. So I've created a table and I've created 3 empty spots. And we get to choose the x values that we plug in, and then we will solve for the y values. So 3 points that I think would be good. If we do, let's try when x is equal to 2, when x is equal to 0, and when x is equal to negative 2. So there's kind of an even spacing in there, and I think that that is a wide enough range that we will be able to see the full scope of what is happening. So we choose the x values, and now we plug those values in for x in this equation. So we'll have 3 separate equations that we solve for. One with x is equal to 2, one with x is equal to 0, and one with x is equal to negative 2. And let's find out the y values that go with that. So, if I say y is equal to, rather than writing x, I'm going to say negative, since it is negative x, negative 2 for this one, negative 2 plus 1. Well, if we just solve it now, we have negative 2 plus 1. Well, if I have a negative plus a positive, that means it becomes less negative. It moves more in the positive direction. So that will give us y is equal to negative 1. Y is equal to negative 1. Well, let's see what happens if I plug in 0 for x. So I'm going to rewrite this equation. Y equals, I can say negative 0, but that kind of doesn't make any sense. It's a little bit nonsense, but it's okay. We can indulge in nonsense for a moment. So I say y is equal to negative 0 plus 1. Well, what is 0 plus 1? 0 plus 1 is just 1. So y is equal to 1. When x is equal to 0, y is equal to 1. Now let's put in negative 2 for our x value. If I say y is equal to negative 2 plus 1, let's do the other one. Well, negative 2, I like to do this. If I have negative 2, it's the same as a positive. Just like if you minus a negative number, it's the same as plussing and adding to that number. So minus negative 2, I can say that this is positive 2 plus 1. So y is equal to positive 2 plus 1. And 2 plus 1, we say y is equal to 3. Y is equal to 3. So now each set represents a point. So when it says x is 2, y is negative 1, that gives us the point 2, negative 1. We have that point. Next point, 0, 1. And then our last point, negative 2, 3. We have 3 points. When we connect them, they will make a line. 2, -1. So the first thing we do is we go left and right. So if this is our ordered pair, we are going left and right for the first number, and then we are going up and down for the second number. So when it says 2, -1, that means I go to the right, 1, 2, and then I go down 1, so it's going to be right there. So I went 1, 2, down 1, it's right there. So this is our first dot. Our next dot is 0, 1. So 0 means I don't go left or right at all, and then it's a +1, so I go up 1. So I don't go left or right, I go up 1. So right here is 0, 1. Now our last one is -2, +3. -2 means I go to the left 2, 1, 2, and then I go up 3, 1, 2, 3. If I drew everything right, when I connect those, it should form a pretty straight line. I will use this binder for a straight edge. Okay. So the line made by y equals -x + 1 looks something like that. And the points will go off forever. It goes off into infinity in both directions. It has a negative slope, which means as you go from left to right, you're falling down a hill. It's like you're rolling, tumbling down a hill, or you're walking down as you go from, let's say, as you go from left to right. You're going down a hill. So this is the line that accompanies this equation. Let's check out the next one. We'll do the same thing. Let's put in even the same numbers for x when x is 2, when x is 0, and when x is -2. So let's put it into the equation. When x is 2, we have y equals 3 times 2. Oh, you know what? Here, let's go a little lower. Y equals 3 times 2 plus, no, it's minus 2. So we do 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. Y equals 4. So when x is 2, y will equal 4. Now 0. When I put 0 into this equation, we say we will have y equals 3 times 0 minus 2. Well, 3 times 0 will be just 0, and then minus 2 will be what we are left with. Y equals minus 2. And our final one, -2. Put -2 into the equation. Y equals 3 times -2 minus 2. So if we have 3 times -2, the answer will be -6. -6 minus 2, so y equals -6 minus 2. Well, if we have -6 and we are subtracting from it, that means we are going more negative. It's not becoming more positive, it's becoming more negative. So it's going to move farther away from the 0. It's going to move to -8. Y will equal -8. -8. All right, let's plot these points. We have 2, 4, 0, -2, and we will have -2, -8. Okay, let's plot these 3 points. We have 2, 1, 2, up, so we go to the right, 2, up, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, -2, that means I don't go to the left or right at all, but I go down 2 for for our -2 right here. And then -2, -8 means we go to the left 2. There's a fly right there, startled me. And then we go down 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We go way far down. It's off of our page, but you might still have it on your page. So this is going to be a really steep angle here. Maybe I didn't draw things perfectly, but let's just say it contains point -2, -8. Down here, it contains point 0, -2, and it contains point 2, 4. As you can see, it has a positive value for our slope, and it has a positive slope. It would be if we were going from left to right, it's like we have to go up this mountain. We're not falling down a mountain, we are going up it. It's super steep, so it's really hard to climb up it, but we would have to climb up the mountain. Okay, I hope that will help you. So for all of these equations, it might help to make a table, put in your own values for x, and then solve for y. Put those points on the graph and then connect them with a line. That should be the simplest way to figure out the linear equations for all of these. All right, I hope that works. If you still have questions, please email me and let me know. Thank you.